Hey, welcome back to Ryan the Edge. My name is Derek.
And I'm Megan.
Yay! We both did it right. And we're going to see some of Dr. Seuss's top secret cartoons. And why, apparently, they are his wildest. Let's figure it out.
He made a lesbian.
Oh. We're not even 3 seconds into the video, Megan. We're not even 3 fucking seconds in and you got it. Oh, god damn it. I was trying to figure out what this dude was at first. Like a Pop-Tart or a Sailor Pop-Tart, a ticket. And then you're like, he made a lesbian. Okay, let's keep watching.
In 1943,
He erased
Wow.
the titties and put on shoulders. He's a real boy. Again. Oh, this kind of happening now too. I'm just kidding. That's a joke. For legal and personal reasons, that's a joke.
Dr. Seuss made a cartoon that was so juvenile, so
I love it. Dang, that's some real titties over there. Oh, I was born in the wrong time.
explicit and so utterly stupid that it was.
I'm enjoying the stupidity, man. Don't you diss on it. All right? You look like
Dude,
you're 3
that's
shades of
why
stoned. And I'm only 2.5 shades of drunk.
I was gonna say the older cartoons were great with like their humor, so
Yeah, they sure were.
Classified and deemed not fit for
I forgot to unpause it. I was just staring at like, why is you moving?
public
I was about
distribution.
to-
It's so cold it would freeze the nuts off a Jeep.
Wait, what happened?
He said it was so cold outside it could freeze the nuts off a Jeep and then 2 nuts fell off the wheels. So stupid.
Even crazier is the fact that he did this with the help of the makers of Looney Tunes.
Well, of course he did. It's not like the makers of Looney Tunes were innocent in their terrible jokes. They had so many adult jokes in the Looney Tunes.
Don't worry,
Example?
I'll bet 20 of you men wear one of these.
And Walt Disney.
Know that presently thou wilt have to die.
And it was all paid for by the
What the fuck? That was a discount Aladdin right there. I didn't know there was a pre-Aladdin cartoon.
United States government with
yeah.
one goal in mind.
Oh, what was the goal?
Yeah, I was gonna tell you. Do you know about Kimba the lion?
Yeah, I knew that.
Okay.
But there's a lot of things I don't know. But let's continue.
Okay.
Man, this guy looks like he's staring into my soul right now. You got beautiful brown
Oh, yeah.
eyes.
Dude,
Because these were the classified cartoons of Dr.
Man, I need to get my hands on the real classified cartoons. I'd like to see them like without this guy's face. No offense, guy. You're great. You're good looking. You're a good looking guy. Wink.
you're sounding a little gay tonight, Derek.
Megan, this is how straight guys talk, okay? You know if you're a straight man. Comment below if you're a straight man.
And the U.S. military did not want you to see the top secret materials found inside.
Really? Wow. I feel like I got drunk really fast right there. Paused at the wrong scene.
Oh, son of a bitch, son of a bitch,
Hey, I watched this one.
son of a bitch, gun. You thought I was gonna say son of a bitch, didn't you?
You're right. I did. I forgot you
Funny.
finished it.
Now, if you're like me, you grew up surrounded by the wonderful world of Dr. Seuss.
Sure did.
Maybe you connected with his books or those classic TV specials, like How the Grinch Stole Christmas and Horton Hears a Who.
A person's a person, no matter how small.
Or maybe it was the Wubulous World of Dr. Seuss from the 90s, or
didn't
the
watch
Cat
that.
in the Hat from the
I
2000s.
saw that.
a look under the hood.
Yeah, I know you like that movie.
With my jack.
Mom didn't let me watch it.
Really?
Yeah, Mom didn't let me watch it. We had like a day where we were allowed to watch that movie at school, and my mom said I couldn't go to it.
Weird.
Yeah.
It
I love how he has the plumber correct, though. It's funny.
probably wasn't that. What's
thought he was
wild,
just
though, is
mooning
that so
everybody.
many of these amazing creations and most of what Dr. Seuss is known for didn't come about until the third and final phase of his career.
Really? I didn't know that. I knew he was like a womanizer and stuff. But I didn't
Oh,
know
he was
that.
an awful person.
I don't know about awful. I think he was just human. You know, I think people forget that celebrities and people we look up to often are human. Except for Mr. Rogers.
He was,
He was
he cheated on his wife when she had cancer.
who?
And then after Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, well, as I said, he's human. But Mr.
Yeah.
Rogers isn't. Mr. Rogers was superhuman. What a good guy.
You think he's a god, like an angel or something?
Mr. Rogers?
Yeah,
Definitely. He was a good guy.
he's
He was a
a
good
very
guy.
good guy.
Yeah.
He was almost 50
Not a god, though, but just a good guy.
Not god, but I meant like angels.
Yeah, that makes sense.
years old when The Cat in the Hat was released. The thing
I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all.
is, we
What did he
don't
say?
get that
He was 50 when The Cat in the Hat was released.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was
Damn,
earlier.
he was an old fart.
He's an old pervert.
warmer and wackier side of Seuss without that earlier journey, where the good doctor was a little less focused, quite a bit darker, and a whole lot more unhinged.
Yeah, I'm unhinged. It was okay.
I, Ted Geisel, am perhaps better known to the juvenile reading public as Dr. Seuss.
Dr.
Will the real Ted Geisel please stand up?
One of the more surprising aspects of the early days of Dr. Seuss, real name Theodore Geisel, was just
What a
how
weird name.
completely all over the place he was. We can start with the whole identity of Dr. Seuss. He wasn't
Maybe he had ADHD, you know? You never know.
Yeah.
actually a doctor. This was his whole way of poking fun at his time in school. Seuss had dropped out of his philosophy doctorate program at Oxford University.
Wow. People really did have pipes like that back then. I kind of thought that was
Really?
more of a meme.
Oh.
He's like, he has it in his mouth right now.
Yeah.
Only to become a writer and illustrator at a humor magazine. That job at the magazine led to a successful 10-year stretch of him working as an advertising cartoonist.
Paper goes anywhere. Oh, if there's an insect there, you should murder it with grit.
But before we
He did ads for insect pest removal. That's cool.
continue, I've got to tell you about today's sponsor, Factor, and how they've been helping me to stay on top of my goals.
I'm gonna not
Believe
skip
it or
this,
not, the
Wayne.
holidays are just about here. And stretches in advertising
I totally watched that, guys. Wink, 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 wink.
cartoonist ended up being so lucrative that it allowed him plenty of time to explore his other interests. Interests like traveling the world with his wife, pretty normal, or creating a strange line of unorthodox taxidermy, which is pretty not normal. Especially when you consider that he sculpted these with real bills, horns, and antlers from the zoo his father oversaw back in Springfield, Massachusetts.
I mean, that's not like that's not the worst thing I've ever heard of people doing. That's kind of neat,
Interesting.
and it looks like the Who characters, which is kind of cool. So he's always like
Maybe
this type
that's
of
where
art.
he got the idea.
Yeah.
Collecting bills isn't an unusual occupation, but collecting bills, beaks, and horns most certainly is. And with them, to create birds and beasts never to be seen outside of a padded cell or the dreams of a whimsical genius, well, that's still more unusual. And
Is he narrating? If he's narrating, this is weird. But if he's not narrating and it's someone else, then it's okay. Because he said a whimsical genius.
Theodore Seuss Geisel of New York is the whimsical genius in question.
But the most impactful art form that Seuss explored was in 1931, when he published his first book, The Pocketbook of Boners. Not exactly the type of literature he was later known for.
That's
Instead, Boners was a collection of juvenile jokes, gags, and illustrations.
Right, it was a different time. It was a different time. Okay,
That's funny though.
that's really funny. That's really funny.
all aimed at the young and young at heart. Surprisingly, or maybe not, boners did incredibly well in the marketplace.
Solomon had 300 wives and 700 porcupines instead of concubines.
That's funny.
Come on, that's pretty funny.
It even made it to the top of the New York Times bestseller list for nonfiction. And as is often the case, more boners were just around the corner, with Suess publishing a second book in the series just 2 months later. Encouraged by this success, Suess intended his follow-up to be a tongue-in-cheek children's book featuring strange and outlandish animals. At the time, this idea was just too wild for
Look at that art, though.
I was about to say that art is awesome. Like, look at
Yeah.
that fish.
Yeah, that's dope.
publishers, who outright rejected the concept. It wouldn't be
You know, creepy man or not, like, that art's fantastic. I love looking at it.
You know what's crazy is that
until
some of the really renowned artists or like storytellers or whatever tend to be like really big perverts or
Yeah,
something.
my favorite author, Robert Jordan, his Wheel of Time series was originally supposed to be like a sci-fi, like space adventure with lots of sex and lots of sci-fi and spaceships and stuff. And his wife was like, nah. And then he ended up making like one of the best fantasy books ever.
I need to watch or listen to that book.
It's
Or
good.
series.
It's super good. I think you'd really like it, especially if you listen to it, because the voice actors they're good to begin with, but they get better as the story progresses. All right, I'm gonna push play.
1937 that Suess would finally convince someone to put out his first children's book with And to Think I Saw It on Mulberry Street. And
Wow, that's his first one? Damn.
I've never seen that before.
This is a really rare book. If you can find one of the originals, it's worth like a few $100s.
Oh.
Yeah. They've re-released it a few times, but if you can find one of the original ones, yeah, it's worth money.
while it didn't exactly blow the doors off in terms of sales numbers, it did just well enough for the publisher to greenlight a few more follow-ups. But it was a
Did that say the 7 ladies?
Hold on, what was that title? Why is there 7 just naked women there?
Mulberry Street, and while it didn't
rewind
exactly
fast.
blow the doors off in terms of sales numbers, it did just well enough for the publisher to greenlight
The 7 Lady Godivas, okay.
a few more follow-ups.
Well, weird book name.
But it was a day of infamy in 1941 that shook the very foundations of the world and convinced Dr. Seuss to point his unique talents towards patriotism.
Hell yeah, brother. I like how Stan Lee's in there for some reason, too.
The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan.
With the United States
I never actually watched that press release there. Isn't it weird how Americans still had like accents at the time that sounded like that? Like the classic American accent? Yeah.
now fully invested in the war effort, Dr. Seuss made a full and complete pivot back to his early days as a periodical illustrator. As the chief political cartoonist for the New York newspaper, The
God damn, dude. What a resume. This guy's resume blows most people's out of the water. He's only in his 30s at this time.
PM, he would spend 2 years churning out over 400 political cartoons. These cartoons were anything but subtle, expressing his criticism of fascism,
Trying to great German manicure, dude. What the hell? Anti-Semitism. See, all you have to do is sacrifice a hand.
of anti-Semitism, and of isolationism.
Holy shit.
Really...
God damn. Adolf the Wolf, bro.
They veered heavily into propaganda.
That's not propaganda, that's true. Beware the man who makes a fortune in a flood. The Nazi symbol in the background was crazy, though.
Oh, yeah.
Offering Seuss's unflinching support for the
Interesting.
U.S.'s
I've never seen
involvement
any
in
of
World
these.
War II. And after the
Hold up here.
Wow.
That's crazy.
bombing of Pearl Harbor,
That's so racist too. Look at the eyes.
Oh, what eyes? Oh,
The
there.
eyes.
Oh, I just realized it was racist.
they
Yeah.
often took on a vicious anti-Jap
I mean, I don't blame him for being a product of the time, but that's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Japanese sentiment. Today, seeing this kind of stuff coming from a celebrity
Cool. What's really neat is the fact it's all done in his style. Like, it's so clearly Dr. Seuss.
Okay, I like the little snake things. I don't like the Nazi symbols on it.
Well, that's the point. You're not supposed to. Be a appeaser, bro.
figure in children's entertainment is pretty wild.
Okay, I mean, that kind of makes sense. A little bit. What? That's so weird. I'm so confused.
But in the 1940s, this was all commonplace.
Yeah,
In
that's pretty
fact,
normal.
the Army had established an entire motion picture division just to create all of its propaganda and training material. They even hired studios
That's crazy. Like, I knew that happened, but it's just weird to hear.
like Walt Disney and Warner Brothers to make animated shorts
Yep.
that often had their characters supporting the war effort.
None of us should buy a share of freedom today.
Yeah, I've seen these. They used to have these on reruns on like Boomerang and stuff like that. Even certain days on Cartoon Network. They stopped showing them on TV and the regular channels for a minute, and started showing them only late at night as like for like classic for like older people essentially. But yeah, I remember watching them all.
Any stamps, any bonds today.
And on the inside, the division was made up of key Hollywood figures. Frank Capra, director of films like Mr. Smith Goes to Washington,
Mr. Smith Goes to Washington is actually a good movie. I'm not gonna lie to you.
and late
Never seen it.
Some of those classics are really good. Dang, what a pretty lady.
It's a Wonderful
She is really
Life.
pretty.
Oh, It's a Wonderful Life. I love that one. That's the one where that guy goes to the bridge to kill himself because he lost his job and he was thinking that the savings, his insurance money would pay and allowed him to live a good life if he just killed himself. And then essentially this angel that hadn't got his wings yet showed him what life would be like without him in it. Like what the world would be like without him in his small community. And convinced him not to kill himself, which allowed the angel to get his wings, and then he can go back home and celebrate. It's really good. Really good movie.
Oversaw the unit. Future President Ronald Reagan starred in hundreds of these training films.
He was attacked this afternoon by one of
I forgot Ronald Reagan's an actor.
our planes. Do you by any chance know anything about this? Yes, sir.
There he is.
I'm afraid it was me.
The thing was, in 1943, the U.S. Department of War had a problem. These training films just weren't working. And so to help solve this problem, the Signal Corps Motion Picture Division turned to a new wave of fresh writers. Writers like Dr. Seuss, and none other than future
I can't believe Dr. Seuss. I forgot he served. Look at him, look at all handsome in his military suit.
I was gonna say he's actually really pretty, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Very
Good
good
looking
looking dude.
comic book
That's probably why he was able to get all them women to cheat on his wife with.
Oh man, right?
legend, Stan Lee.
What happened was it was taking too long.
Well, you know what? That makes sense. It actually makes sense that Stan Lee would do it because there was a lot of like comic books that were really pro-war at the time.
To teach the troops how to use some of the complicated weapons or how to do all the things they had to do, like how to operate a tank and so forth. And they wanted the booklets and the training films made simpler. So they went to the simplest guy they could find.
Now, by 1943, the U.S. was continuing the surge of new recruits to help push their position during World War II. These new soldiers were coming in from anywhere and everywhere. meaning that them arriving with technical or literacy skills wasn't always something that the Army could count on.
More recruits arriving every day for whack training at Des
Why are
Moines,
the girls
Daytona,
from the past
Oglethorpe.
so hot?
What?
Why are the girls from the past so hot?
Well, we had national like health standards that were like implemented and stuff, and people still had like personal standards that they upheld, and the gender roles weren't like demonized to the extent that they are. Not that they're gone, they've just been like demonized a bit. Yeah.
Both sides.
It is what it is. But yeah, they're, and there's a propaganda video, you know, so that's probably like the best and brightest, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta make 'em
Devens,
good.
Polk, and other centers. More women to be trained, more women to become efficient soldiers behind the soldiers at the front.
That's when Frank Capra had an idea. Why not take the same concepts they had been trying to instill with their training films and turn it into a short cartoon?
Yeah.
Create a character who would do everything wrong and always suffer the consequences for his actions. The series would teach many of these basic
I saw a lot of these too, it's crazy.
lessons, but in a way that was simpler and always hilarious.
Dang, bro. Come on, let me make a mistake that night. Sounds good.
Yes, it would stress the importance of secrecy, of proper equipment use, of basic protocols, and not having to worry about.
Okay, come on. Some of this is funny. Some of this is funny. Those pinup pictures, that's an accurate description of the time, that's for sure.
A ratings board meant that it could
Did you see that? That was great. That was
also
funny.
be rude, crude, and often risque.
Now, who in hell do you suppose it was that let my secret out? What was that I heard you say, my little sauerkraut? He wonders who in hell it was that let his secret out.
But they still needed someone to actually write this thing.
The Hitler was really funny.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
his
that-
accent was so bad.
Yeah, that was great.
Someone that had a proven track record of humorous writing. Someone that could simplify a complex
man, who could it
concept
be?
down to a single hand-drawn frame. The US military needed the one and only Dr. Seuss.
That right there is an image of them putting on the mask really fast to prevent gas from killing them. It's pretty good, actually. It's pretty good propaganda right there.
But while the motion picture division had plenty of filmmakers, writers, and artists, they didn't have animators. They had been outsourcing most of that work to Walt Disney. This time, though, there was a big problem.
Capra knew Walt Disney very well. That was his first choice to do the series. So Capra approached Walt Disney, but then when Roy Disney submitted his budget, it was too high.
Adding to this was the fact that the
Of course, Disney would charge too much money. Sure, some things never change.
Warner Brothers Animation Studio had submitted a budget that came in at 2/3 less than Disney. At this point, it was a pretty easy decision. The team behind Looney Tunes would work with Dr. Seuss and the Army Signal Corps' motion picture division to bring the top secret misadventures of Private Snafu to life.
The bombs as boobs cracked me up right there, sorry.
Snafu. Situation normal. All fouled up.
Come on, that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
All fucked up.
Yeah, all fucked up, dude. They're like, we can't say that. It's just television.
This is Snafu.
Top secret is exactly how the military.
What honest to goodness man wouldn't do that? I mean, come on.
Man, I was thinking of something. I can't remember. Oh, was Goofy a soldier?
I don't know.
Or was it just Donald Duck?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we'll see it.
Military saw these cartoons, and because they were technically training materials, they were classified as government documents.
That's funny. That's funny. He made a centered document by clipping it out like a snow thing. Wow.
This made the 6-week turnaround time for each 4 to 5 minute short that much more involved.
They were supposed to be very secret. All of us had to be fingerprinted, and we had to wear badges every day that...
I'm sorry, Martha Segal. Like, that was funny, but hold up. I need to see this. I need to see this clip again.
All of us had to be fingerprinted, and we had to wear...
I love this. This is what I want to see.
Badges every day.
Come on, it's pretty funny, dude. It's pretty funny.
That showed that we were able to work on the snafus. They only gave us 10 cells at one time.
That's great. They're covering the tracks with a terrible bicycle with no back wheels. It's just brooms.
Because they did not want us to know what was going on in the picture.
For each and every week, members of the armed forces all around the world could sit for their weekly screening of the Army-Navy Screen magazine and
Come on, that's pretty great, dude. They're not even mad. They can't even be mad. Measle paint? What the hell?
could look forward to the many educational misadventures of Private Snafu. Misadventures like learning about booby traps.
Some booby traps are more alluring and ingenious than others. If you are...
You want to shower? There's a cannonball in the tree. There's a cannon in the tree, not a ball in it. Just the whole ass cannon. That's so stupid. That's funny.
A boob, you will be trapped.
Wish the hell you'd shut up.
Is that the Bugs Bunny voice actor? Nice.
It sounds like him.
I ain't no boob and I won't be trapped. What cooks?
Oh no.
He was never trapped. It was just his base instincts.
Booby traps.
That's funny.
Being extra cautious around any spies that
That's so funny, dude.
might be encountered.
It's been a wonderful evening, and I'd like to stay some more. But I gotta get a move on now. I sail at 4:30.
Nazi?
Nazi
that
listening devices, like big old microphones.
Oh my god.
It's so great.
That's not what I thought it was.
Tokyo Bond for Africa pulls out at 4:30.
The greatest fake German I've ever heard in my life. It's crazy.
Wait, play that again?
Yeah, okay. It killed me for a second there. Oh, one second.
Some more. But I gotta get a move on now. I sail at 4:30. Hey, the Tokyo Bond for Africa pulls out at 4:30.
And even something as simple as not being jealous of the duties assigned to other soldiers.
Oh, brother Uber. What a break you got.
And remember, the enemy is tough and vicious. You gotta be twice as tough and vicious. Now get in there and tear 'em to bits.
Private Snafu quickly became one of the soldiers' favorite things to watch, and it's easy to see why.
I mean, I don't blame him, man. This is funny shit.
These felt more like full-fledged Looney Tunes than a traditional military training film. Chuck Jones, Mel Blanc, and the masters behind that series put the same love and care into a character like Snafu that they had been doing with Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck. And then you add in
I mean, who could blame him, man? This is pure entertainment.
the style and wit of Dr. Seuss, and it's pretty clear that something very unique was created.
Oh, ach, What a gun, I'm defeated. Such a gun just can't be beaten.
And while the military was open to the team tackling these concepts in whatever way they wanted,
That's crazy, dude. Watch this. It's gonna be snafu a bit. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
there was one issue that
Fucking knew it, dude.
they had. In one of the later shorts, Going Home, Snafu returns from the war and begins to tell everyone about top secret information.
A new secret weapon did this to the foe. What hit you, Tojo? Wouldn't you like to know?
I know what did it. What made the big hole? A new flying bazooka with radar control.
One of these secrets.
Who could blame
Weapon
him?
secret M1.
Who could
It
blame him?
doesn't look like a futuristic sci-fi gun.
It sure doesn't. I like the little propeller on the top of it. And that little alarm bell.
Oh my god.
Intentionally looked a little too close to the actual atomic bombs that were in development. As a result, this short was axed, and director Chuck Jones got a very interesting visit from a group of military police officers.
They would ask me things like, do you like girls better than peanut butter? How do you feel about barbed wire, and stuff like that? Have you ever made love to a tennis shoe?
Well, now you mention it. Maybe maybe one time, but that's between me and the shoe.
That kind of thing's real brilliant stuff.
There we go, laugh.
Just let your foot move in and out.
Yep.
And when they were trying to find out whether we knew about that there was an atomic bomb.
All in all, 27 private Snafu shorts were produced by the team of Dr. Seuss and Warner Brothers Animation between 1943 and 1945. But the character would also show up briefly in a series called A Few Quick Facts. These were another collection of Army-sponsored animated shorts intended to train and educate soldiers.
Damn, he was warming up his boots.
However, these were smaller in scope, more cheaply produced, and weren't written by Seuss. These also weren't animated by Warner, with Disney, MGM, and UPA filling in whenever they had a small pocket of time.
One of the greatest causes of diarrhea and dysentery is the dirty mess kit.
Chow! Come and get it!
Warner continued to make military-funded propaganda cartoons, following their run on Snafu.
All right, let's end it there.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm good. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was
Well,
gonna
okay,
say,
well, bye.
what?
I was going to tell everybody bye.
Yeah, okay. Well, you can tell them bye. Yeah, have a good night. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.